you probably don't know who this is. This is Deja Jones. And you're saying, well, who is Deja Jones? Well, a couple of weeks ago, episode 20, if I'm not correct, we did an episode on her father, Brian Jones. She was invited to come on, but for whatever reason, she wasn't able to make it. And I told her that I wanted to have her on the show. She said she had stuff that she could share that she felt was left out of the previous show. And this is the thing that I harp on the most is I just want to I do want to get into the relationship that you have with your father because a lot of times when people go to into the prison system, they lose contact or they lose a bond with their offspring. And from the pictures I've seen and the way they put you out there, I see you hugged up with your dad, so the love is there, and I'm glad that y'all maintain that. So without further ado, gentlemen, this is Brandon, this is Jeremy, this is Deja Jones.
What's up, Deja? How
Nice.
you doing?
I am
Meet
good. I'm good. How are you? Thank
you.
y'all. Let me start by saying thank y'all for having my family here. It means a lot. Um, it means so much because that's kind of what we've been waiting for, to just get my dad's story out there, just finding a platform. So it means like the most to my family and I. Um, I don't know, where do I start?
Well,
Um,
let me kind of start a little bit.
of
So,
course.
this is the
Yeah.
What the Fellas podcast. I know you've seen your the episode 20, but have you watched any of the other episodes?
I have not. I have
Okay,
not.
and you're being honest. Well, this was
Yeah.
all Brandon's idea. We
Okay.
started this back in April, and it's just been growing. And I figured we were creating a platform and our motto is entertain, educate, and inspire. So I
Hmm.
guess I'm the entertainer because I'm the fool, and everybody inspires to be like Jeremy because he's quiet and he tries to stay out of trouble. But little does he know, he lets it slip. And then Brandon, he's the one he's going to tell you from the gut. But I don't
I'm
know if you
argumentative.
know.
Nah.
No, I don't know if you know, but I grew up around the corner from your dad.
That's so I've heard. I heard that you did grow up in the Brainerd neighborhood, which I did. I grew up over there too.
Okay,
So,
so I mean, it's like almost like talking about family.
uh-huh.
The Brainerd community was real tight.
Hmm.
So again, to kind of get it out there, because I guess things weren't moving like they should have been. I used our platform to let you guys speak out on your dad. And when I was given the information from Tiffany, hey Tiffany, shout out to Medea's Kitchen. She showed me all the certificates that he obtained while he was in there, and right off the bat, that tells me it's not about whether he did it or not, but here's a man that saying when I get out, I want to do something positive with my life, and like we mentioned, I saw it was like a PDF file with like maybe 16 or 17 certificates that he obtained while he's incarcerated, and also he was a voice for, I would say, the inmates too, where he was fighting for basic human rights, from what I understand, hot water. And what other things did he advocate for while he was there?
Well, I would mostly for himself, right? And basic human rights, like you hit it right on the head, right? Like where people or other inmates weren't like being vocal in that aspect, he would not be afraid to speak up. What his biggest thing is so much power in the pen. So he's gonna write a letter. He's gonna reach out to me and have me email the director, the assistant director, all of like executive leadership and IDOC, because he's going to absolutely get that problem resolved. And I think this was just his third lawsuit that he had, most recently. And I was like the liaison between him and the attorney. He won it. He won it, and it was just basically like fabricated tickets from COs and just getting treated so wrongfully because they are so used to people not speaking up for themselves. My father is totally different. That's something that I hold near and dear because I took a chunk out of his book. He won the lawsuit, right? He got what he wanted because he did not just take, oh, this is how it is, or this is how I'm going to be treated for an answer. So, um, biggest thing my dad has done and what resonated with me is he's going to advocate for himself regardless. He's not going to take no for an answer. So I think that would be like the biggest thing, and that actually motivated, I believe, like other people to speak. Like most recently, I can speak on an incident that just recently happened. I think this deserves some type of spotlight. Recently a sergeant down there came through, did a normal like sweep, called inmates in words, physically like abusive, holding their heads down, threatening to hurt their families. It got so bad. My dad had me reach out, assistant director of IDOC. Um, the director got responses right away, and they're working on it. You know, he filed a grievance right away. Other people filed a grievance. Other inmates, they all spoke up, had their families reach out, and it's now getting resolved. It's under investigation. So like he's big on just pushing, like stand your ground. We don't have to take this. We're still humans at the end of the day. We're not just inmates, right? So I think that's
So,
huge.
this is my personal opinion, and you guys don't have to agree with me. COs, correctional officers.
Mhm.
Um, I want to paint a makeup of them. I know a lot of correctional officers, great guys, but some of them, just like some people in law enforcement, didn't have the best upbringing or was picked on, was an outcast or whatever. And this is like a sword, like a shield, or a power pill for them, and they kind of go. Some of them go really overboard with their power and abuse them. So, how tough would they be out on the street? What names would they be calling them if they, ran out to them on the street? But here they are, you know, you separated between bars or threatened with physical violence. You're Mr. Tough Guy, and I think that's a coward's act. So yeah, that's my personal opinion. You guys don't have to agree with it. I actually, speaking of which, Brandon, Jeremy, I was thinking because we were talking about this last week or the week before. I actually want to do one about first responders. I want to give everybody a platform. Shout out to the hardworking, paramedics, firemen, police officers or whatever. So we're going to collaborate on that too. But I don't want to take away from Deja's time. Deja, I'm kind of actually I was
Yeah.
more confident with the last interview, but I want to kind of walk on ice. I don't want to ask anything that might give backlash or anything. So if I do, just put me in my place. I'm not trying to make life harder for him. Again, I just got questions in my head, and I want you to talk, but at the same time, I don't want to jeopardize him. Now, one of my first questions with these lawsuits against the correctional officers, has
Yeah.
he ever or spoken of like backlash for speaking out, like mistreatment?
Like retaliation, is that what you mean? Like from
Yeah.
him actually speaking out? Um, he has, from my understanding, he's done them like when I was younger, and then now I have a better understanding since I'm older. I do know, yes, in a sense, like he was in like solitary confinement, like in a hole for like 6 months to a year. That's absolutely like that's inhumane, right? So that was a part of one of the lawsuits, and I believe that was an act of retaliation because my father is extremely intelligent, so he knows his rights. So yes, I will say it was acts of retaliation. If you don't mind, I kind of want to like piggyback to what you were saying about like some of the COs too. Yeah, mind y'all, these prisons are in Southern Illinois, so you know what type in rural areas. So you know what type of COs. And I'm not gonna speak. I'm not gonna make this like um, pinpointed on a race, right? But you know what type of COs are there. So just mind you, right? So that's what they're experiencing. They're in rural areas of Southern Illinois. So this is what he has to deal with. And you would think in 2024, oh, it has lightened up. No, it has not. is still well and alive. But absolutely, to your question, retaliation, absolutely. They don't like
Okay.
a black person in power, absolutely not. Or know who knows their rights and knows something, they absolutely can't take that. Yeah, I
How
agree.
old were you when your father was incarcerated?
I was two. I'm now 28.
Wow. And see, that even drives it more even harder. Here you are at two, you know, the most important years of your life, your upbringing, and yet I think this is going to be a great episode. So I'm gonna let you. You know what? You said you had more to say and fill in some gaps. So I'm just going to throw it at you. I'm going to let you lead the show.
I really appreciate the questions because it provides guidance on how to go. I can definitely like add more to what my family already mentioned and Raphael when he was here too. Um, just to give some overview of where my father is in his situation right now. My father has been obviously locked up 26 years, fully rehabilitated, right? 26 years is enough time for a person to sit down and be rehabilitated. They've grown, they're mature. He's done everything to grow, right? And to just show that he's not the same person he was over 20 years ago. Um, so my father went for a parole board hearing in 2021. We all spoke on the panel. Um, it went amazing. Like to the point, the one of the prison review board members was chasing my grandmother outside of the courtroom and just thanked her for everything she did. So we already were confident that it went well. It was around like this is post COVID, right? It's a year later, so it's still like things are backed up, delays. They was like, okay, it can take up to a year. Okay, fine. We're now in 2024. It's now probably about to be going on 4 years, 4 years. Still haven't heard anything. So he filed clemency, whatever. Still waiting to hear from that. Um, the thing is too, the second thing, my father was sentenced under the wrong statute. So the truth in sentencing statute basically states that if a person was sentenced prior to 90 August of 98, or after 98, well, around August of 98, they cannot earn any good time, regardless, right? My dad has over about probably 5, 6 years of good time. He can't, it doesn't even count towards him. They can't honor it because he's sentenced under that truth and sentencing statute, which is super unfair. There's a bill like that they're trying to get passed right now, state reps to overturn that. Um, People who were arrested in July of 98 was not under that statute because it was under revision, but yet my father still was sentenced in August. So it was just kind of it's a conflict, right? So what they're trying to do is that's one of my father's arguments. It was under revision, so he shouldn't have been sentenced under that statute. However, like we know how the justice system works, it's very broken. So it's kind of hard for us to get past that point. So we have two things. He's under the wrong statute, so he should be out on good time. And his clemency petition has been filed over since 2020 that will allow him to get out right now. So that's what we're waiting on right now. And again, what is another 4 years of him being in prison going to do for anyone, right? Let him come home, let him be a productive person in society. He has so much that he wants to offer. His impact is going to be huge, right? He can share his story. That's just basically what we're trying to push out, just to clear things up. But that's all I had to
Okay.
add. Everybody else did great. So
So no, but I mean, I guess really the focus is on you. When did
okay.
you realize that, why do I got to go to this place to see my dad, and what is this place, and when did you really realize the concept of jail? And
Good question. My father, he didn't miss a beat. He didn't miss a beat. Like he called all the time. I spoke to him all the time. Birthday cards, letters, affirmations. So it was like he was never absent. He was just physically absent. That's it. So like going to visit him, I believe was like refreshing. I love my dad. Like he was teaching me how to play checkers. We would try to do chess. We were doing like spades, dominoes, whatever you name it. he's like teaching me. So it's like I didn't miss out on much, you know, and it was just the reminders of him just telling me who I was kept me always on track. Like again, I just never felt like he was absent. Of course, I needed him in a physical sense. Him not seeing him at graduations, me walking across the stage getting my bachelor degree, that was huge. Prom, that was huge. You know, you want your father there, but my support system was so great. My grandmother always stepped up. My uncles did a great job. So it's like I can't really speak on. Yes, I needed my dad. Yes, it was different. It was a different experience seeing like father daughter dances, seeing people's father there. It definitely hit, right? It was some times where I really needed him, but the way he always made sure that I felt him, like I felt his presence even if he wasn't here. It it helped. It helped throughout this entire journey. Um, I'll tell anybody any day I'm closer to my dad than I am my mom. So I love my mom. She did great,
Yeah.
you know, but my father always had a way with words and just his sense of peace that he developed. I don't know how he was at 20, 19. You know, when he had me. I know him now. Like I know him as an adult. I know him as a father. So that's the only thing that I can speak on. And I feel like he did amazing. So uh yeah, hey, it's been a journey. That's all I can say. It's been a journey.
Okay.
If I may add, because I
Right.
know I'm gonna give props to your father for actually like being involved, from the outside. I mean, from the inside. I know it gotta be hard to like watch your loved one grow, and you can't be there to help support them in other ways. But I also want to take time to give props to your mother and grandmother because I hear a lot of stories where mothers keep their child from their father if he's incarcerated, right? So they had all the keys to stop it, but they allowed it, So you have a good supporting system. And I just want to give props to everyone involved. That's a big thing.
Thank you. Shout out mom,
Yeah.
shout out grandma. Y'all hear
Yeah.
that. They done great. They'll never keep me away from him. So like I
Yeah.
always just, respected that. And thank you. Thank you for the recognition.
No
So,
problem.
Mhm.
at what point, when did you start advocating for his release?
Well, I've been his personal secretary since like the age of 10. No, I'm kidding. No, seriously though. Um um being more active, I mean, I guess when I got older and developed a better understanding of it, right? Young, I don't know, probably, gosh, I don't know. Anytime he needed me to do anything, like I was on, like he would walk me through it. So maybe like high school, I was more active, like reaching out,
Mm,
sending letters, emails, contacting like government offices, governor, governor's offices. Um, Yeah, like it hasn't stopped. Expect so the last I can speak on since like the parole board hearing, it's been like he needs to have me on payroll. Like I'm telling you, it's it's been crazy. Like not and I'm willing to do it because I always think if he was here and he could do it, like if he could do it himself, not if he was here, he would. And he doesn't have the ability to do it the way I can or email and reach out to people. He'd be doing it like clockwork. So I always take that into consideration. Does it get stressful because of the life things going on like work? I'm in school right now, so it's a lot. But seeing the responses and the feedback and the action behind what we're doing, it just motivates me to keep doing it. Um, Working with state representatives, getting responses from the chief of staff of the lieutenant governor. I'm like, oh, it's working. So that's why he keeps pressing and doing. He's like, you have to like inundate them with calls, texts, emails. You have to. That's the only way you're gonna get the response, and that's the only way your voice is gonna get heard. So yeah, the last 4 years it's been like crunch time, but the results that we've gotten, it's been rewarding. So
okay.
yeah.
So, here's another question about that. You say, post COVID and everything,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you talked to him, during that period, or if you didn't, or whatever. But what was it like? We hear about it on the news, but I want to hear from it unfiltered. What was the prison system like during COVID? I mean, it's not like you could really separate yourself, you know?
That is true. I think I've never gotten my dad's perspective of it because we he was so like we were so worried about so much other stuff. It was just like it was different. Of course, they had to shut it down, no visits. So imagine like we're already in like confinement. Like now we can't get visits. It's like limited calls. You got to take these extra protocols to make sure everybody's okay. Definitely different. I think they were like making people get the vaccine. You know, what if that goes against their views, right? They didn't have a choice because it was like we can't think for just you. We got to think for a whole population of folks. So it was definitely a change, just like it was for us. I bet it was 10 times worse for them. So
I think that's bullshit. Forcing them to get the vaccine. Really, no. So we all know each other. We worked at the same job together, and it involved travel. We were considered essential,
okay,
and they were like, uh, uh, so when are you getting the shot? Now, I believe you guys got the shot, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
yeah,
To each his own, and I'm not judging, but
exactly.
me being the rebel that I am is just like I didn't trust the shot,
yeah.
and I'm not taking it. You're not gonna dictate my life, for the sake of a job. And I was real adamant about it. But you said that these they were forced to take the vaccine.
From my understanding, I don't think they had a choice. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But from my
Well, no,
understanding,
even so, I mean, you think about it. Some people didn't take it for religious beliefs. I
right?
didn't take it because I didn't believe in it from the start. I didn't believe that you could get, a cure that quick.
Yeah,
And even so, you still have people that took it. And, I'm just going into a whole different realm with the thing. But yeah,
yeah.
if you got religious beliefs, how are you gonna, tell them, fuck with God you pray to, you taking this shot, that's bullshit to me.
I
How
agree.
how long did you go without contact during the COVID period?
That was I really can't. It's a blur. Like I don't know if y'all agree. Like COVID is just like it's a blur to me. I don't know. I just remember like so many changes. Me and my dad talk so much. He found a way. He found a way to reach out to me. I don't know. He found a way to contact me some way somehow because I know I moved into my first apartment in 2020. So I know we talked during that time.
Hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I know we found a way to be in contact. I haven't physically like visited him since though 2019, so before COVID. When I graduated with my bachelor's, that's when I had went to see visit him. He was in Pinckneyville. Um, he's now in Robinson. He's in Robinson and actually trying to a part of his I can speak on this a little bit. A part of what he argued in his lawsuit was that he wanted to be transferred to an adult reentry center because they had nothing to offer him at Robinson. He's a few credits shy of an associate's degree. They have no programs, they have no courses. So he was like, okay, the money's great. If you can if you can transfer me to this center, I would take that. So that's like in the process. So he's getting transferred. He's going to be about 2.5 hours out. So I plan to, our mindset was he was going to be home by now. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer. I haven't seen him in a while, but they have video visits now. Um,
Okay.
so it's a little different, but yeah. So that was our mindset. So he's going to be closer. So I plan to go see him. He actually called me while I'm on here too, just to give
Wait,
y'all.
so when you
Oh,
say closer, closer to Southside Chicago or closer to you in Texas?
Oh, I'm not in Texas anymore. I have to
Oh,
change that. I did live in Dallas for a year, so that was different too. I lived in Dallas for a year, 2021. I moved back 20 in the 2022.
you know what? I'm
Um,
sorry. I'm putting out your personal business, and yeah, her address is.
I can talk about
I'm sorry.
that. That's because I still have
The
it like on
passcode to her
Facebook.
phone.
No, that's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
You're okay. You're okay. No, that's fine. I did live in Texas. I moved back home. That was big. That was hard for me because I love living away. But I missed home and I just life changes. So I'm back in Illinois. I'm south suburbs of Chicago. So I'm south of the
Okay.
city. Yeah. But yeah. So I plan to
And
visit him. It's like 2 hours from me. 2.5.
very important question.
Okay.
How do we get our hands on them Freebird t-shirts?
Ooh, I like that. So we can put some orders in for y'all. It's We had a few. We only had a few left, but I'll make sure to get some for y'all, especially for everything y'all done having us on the platform. So I'll make sure if you can send me Elroy your sizes, I can get those in for you.
I got
So
their sizes right now because I'm working on
okay,
t-shirts for the podcast. So I will send
okay,
that to you, and you
please
send
do.
me a bill because I don't expect that you getting them for free.
We done. We pay for them, but that's the least we can do for having us
No,
on.
no, no. First of all,
Nah,
uh,
we got support.
uh yeah, you got support.
Yeah,
Uh,
with support.
uh, the family ties, the ties that I got with your family, it stretches, and then I'm not gonna say names, but I mean that whole literally. So they stayed on the corner. If you walk towards Bishop and you make a left, I'm the fifth house from off of Bishop. That's how close we were. So
Oh,
we were that close.
got it. So like the alley, because where the garage is
Across
on
the
William.
alley, yeah.
Okay, okay. And
Where
I
the
grew up.
church is.
Yep, where the church is. Yeah, I
Hmm.
was on 90th and Justine. That's where I grew up
Okay.
at. So straight shot. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's family connection. I mean, I grew up with all of them, all them.
All the brothers. The brothers.
Hmm. So no, we want to pay for it, and this is me doing this is me trying to help out my Brainerd brother, so to say. So
Yeah.
and I'll pay for the shirts. So I got the guys covered for shirts. I'll send you the sizes and everything. Um,
Please do. And I take care of
um,
that.
no, I'm trying to think what else. You talked about, growing up with I don't. Let's kind of backtrack a little bit. You said two when he went in. You talking about high school when you started sending out letters for him. What was it like? I want to say between the ages 8 and 13. And as far as not physically having your dad in your life, is this something you feel like you missed out on?
Um, yeah, not having him here it was crazy. Because, yeah, I do. It was moments. It was a lot of moments that I really missed him, and I would get very emotional. My siblings, like my little sister, father was there. Just kind of seeing their bond. Um, was it definitely would hit a nerve. But I don't know. My dad just had a way with just keeping me level headed. Um, like I'm a firm believer in not letting what I go through make like I don't use that for sympathy. Some people be like, oh, I didn't have my dad, and this is why I act the way I do. Nah, it kind of fueled me to keep going. Especially because of his reminder. So again, I can't really speak on other people's like some people like a lot of people, majority of people that are in prison for that amount of time, they don't have like they lose themselves sometimes, right? That system can really break your mind. The level of resiliency that my dad developed is so admirable. Like, he's a different breed. And I'm not just saying that because he's my father, not being biased, but it's different because I've seen like some of these people that were institutionalized and came out and they just moved so different and they just weren't the same. My father is just so different. It did not impact me the way that you think it would have, right? I definitely missed him dearly, and it definitely were moments where I was like, "Damn, I wish my daddy was here." Like I wish I can call him, but the way my family made sure that, or he made sure that we still had a relationship, um, it made up for so much, like there's so many times where I just felt like, "Damn, I don't have him, and I'm just lost out here." Like, no, I'm not. Um, his words got me through a lot, just off words, just off conversations, just off visits, really really pushed me. And I'll always be appreciative of that. But yeah, like I always say, like, I love my parents, wish they made better decisions, but they were kids too. We have to learn from our mistakes. I never hold that against him. I respect him, again, as I reiterate, for the person he is today and the relationship that he maintained with me over the years, because it's easy to get lost in your own. He could have been selfish, like, fuck that. I'm going through this. I can't even focus. But no, like, even when I'm down in the dumps, he is literally how are you motivating me? How are you pushing me to, and you got your own stuff on your plate, but he's always been so selfless and always there to like encourage people to just keep going. And for him to say that after sitting almost 30 years, how can how can I be like, oh, damn, my dad, like, I can't even be sad. So I don't, it didn't really affect me that way. And I'm again, I see people out here, I have friends, I have so many people I've encountered whose father is physically here, well and alive, and do not have a relationship with them. And I cannot say the same. And I'm blessed for that. So that's what, that's all.
Y'all want to hear some real dumb shit come out my mouth? It's not funny. It's just
Oh
dumb.
Lord.
No, it's just dumb. I used to be envious of the guys on my block that lived in a one parent household, and obviously it was their mother. I thought it was so cool that for some reason I thought it was cool that they didn't have a dad because they seemed to come and go as they please. It seemed like they just had more freedom, and
Yeah.
I actually envied that when I was growing up. And yeah, that's the dumb shit that was coming out of my mouth. Not too bad, but yeah, and and as I grew up, my dad was always hard on me, and for a while I honestly thought he hated me and shit. And then I asked him one day, I said, Dad, why do you hate me? He said, I don't hate you. I'm just trying to prepare you for that cold ass world out there because they ain't gonna treat you nice and rub your back. They gonna try to stab you in the back. I'm just trying to prepare you for the world. And you don't realize what you learn from your parents, especially my dad, the things I've learned from him, I mean, he's kind of shaped me into the responsible part of the person that I am. We're not going to talk about the food. That's just me. But no, the responsible person. He taught me thing about finances and I mean he shared some real valuable stuff. And I would roll my eyes or whatever. And he said, I saw that look you just gave me. He said, wait till you grown. So let me tell you a quick story. So I'm married and my wife had kids already. So I cooked dinner and I made plates for me and the young one because we was the only ones home at the time. So I make this plate and I'm slaving over the stove. I forgot what I cooked. He took like 3 bites off of it and then he went over to the garbage. He put the food in the garbage. Not because the food's nasty. He's like, he said, I'm not hungry. And I'm like, you could have put that in the refrigerator for later. And I stopped because fast forward, rewind a couple of years, I did the same thing. And my father told me the same thing. You could have put that shit in the refrigerator for later, you know. But his lessons always would end like, wait till you grown, wait till you grown. And then he said it so much, I'm like, oh. But then it's not until it started happening that I hear his voice. Wait till you grown. And it's like, you motherfucker. So my dad is my hero. He was hard on me, but he was hard on me for a reason. And he's 82 years old and he gets around real well, but to me it's like almost like seeing Superman with a kryptonite chain on. I mean, he's not standing up straight, straight up and down. He's leaning over a little bit. He's not as fast, but in my eyes I still see the young version of my dad that I remember when he was towering over me and he was just like a giant or whatever. So man, I love, again, I love that you got a great relationship with your dad. That's some awesome shit. So enough about me. I'll tell you
Mhm.
about the time I used to sneak in at the house next episode. uh, and again, these are just the thoughts coming to my head. So if you can't share these things, just tell me
Yeah.
so. I'll respectfully. Uh, Given the chance, or when he comes home, let's put into it existence.
Yeah.
Does he already have plans? Has he shared his plans with you? What he wants to do once he gets out?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He has plans. Yes. First and foremost, it's funny that I'm on this, like, I'm getting a feel of how the podcast works, because that is one thing that we discussed years ago. Just having a father-daughter podcast, just talking about like my experiences with him not being here, that bond that we maintain, just so other whoever can, like, relate to that, right? Or just kind of just sharing our story. So definitely that's one thing that we're going to put together. um Definitely wants to give back, right? Like, what I always say, the biggest thing you can do in this world is like have an impact, like have an impact. So that's the biggest thing he wants to do. Work with young adults, young boys, having conversations about his experiences, right? My father was a product of his environment, right? Like a lot of us. So, the things that he had to overcome, but just kind of guiding them in the right direction, right? You don't have to be a part of your circumstances, right? You don't have to fall victim to that. So he definitely wants to, advocate for that, or just be a part of, maybe even start his own nonprofit, that if we're thinking big, right? Just to help young boys and guiding them in the right direction. Um, Definitely wants to be, hop into like business owner, entrepreneurship. A few of his friends do own trucks, or have trucking businesses that he wants to be a part of. He said he has like business ideas that I won't share, because we don't know who hands
Understood. No,
who
understood.
we get into, but he has real
It,
life business ideas for the family, right? Like, his mindset is, we're going to be rich within a year. And I believe him, because he is so, like, he's a visionary. So he definitely already has so much like written down, but that's why he's so eager to get out. And that's why he's like, what's going on? Like, I can make this positive impact. I can contribute to society more than I can out than in. So that's his biggest thing. But yeah, so many plans. Us making up for lost time, traveling. Travel. He already got a list of places we gonna go. So I gotta put in my PTO as soon as he touches down.
and I actually believe it too. I mean, some of
Oh
us
yeah.
just lay around talking about what we're going to do tomorrow, and then they just keep putting it off and putting it off, because to us, you know, we have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
He's had 26 years of his life taken away. I'm sure he's not going to waste time. He's going to be off and running. He's try to make up for much of the lost time, but appreciate every day like that he gets, and do something. And I'm sure he has a daddy daughter to do list, a personal to do list, a family to do list. By the way, I want to be invited to that party when that happens. Again, we
Oh,
putting it
it's
out
gonna
there.
be big. Y'all gotta be there. Y'all got everybody invited. It's gonna be huge. Y'all,
uh,
yes, please come. Yes. It's gonna
so
be
when's
nice.
the last time you spoke to him?
Earlier today. We
Okay,
talk we talk multiple times. I like he literally called me while I was doing this. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna call me probably before. I think he's like has to get off the phones about 9. So he's gonna call me around that time. And yeah, we talk multiple times a day, unless I can't answer because I be working. But he like, look, I got stuff that needs to be done because I'm his personal secretary, of course. So we talk so much. That's why it's like, yes, I want him here so much,
that's dope.
I do, but it's just like I talk to him so much. The bond that we have, when he gets out, it's just gonna be like, okay, now it's time to actually do activities. We already got that bond, It ain't gonna be
Mhm.
like building a bond because we have it already. If that makes sense.
Now, how old is he now?
I don't know if you want me to put his age out there like that. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
no.
I just be playing. He'll be like, nah, for real, like he wilding. He gonna say that if I nah, but he's 47. 47. Yep.
Okay.
Went in at 20. 20. Yeah. He went in at 20. So
I
it'll be
remember,
yeah.
quote unquote, hearing about it, but like the sources was so, like whatever, that it was
Mhm.
hard to believe. And I'm not even gonna even repeat, the stuff I heard, but I remember hearing about it, and it was just like, oh wow, you know. But hey, do you guys got any more questions?
Well, I wanted to ask you a question. I mean, all the stuff we're doing talks about justice reform, the prison system, the
Yeah.
law, how judges are and everything. Has any of this motivated you to, in the future, be a part of the justice system? Sometimes people have that aspect of it.
That's a really great question. Now, to be a part of the justice system, I just would say I'm too far gone and like not even age. I would definitely be a part of it on more of a like community level, right? Whatever I can do to just kind of help with those that are coming back out or just so I will say some of the state representatives have helped us and I've definitely like volunteered to help with campaigns, especially those that are pushing for like reform. I will be a part of that at any point. I always offer like my time to be a part of that, whatever change we can make and however I can be however I can contribute to that. Being a part of it on a career level, probably not. Just because of the climate of the environment that we're in today, society. Um, and I don't even want to take away, but for the people that are doing it, I'm going to back them. I'm going to support them. I'm going to be a part of any organizations that are pushing for prison reform um, in any way that I can. But I never thought of it as a career. I don't know, probably being traumatized by it. I don't know, not even that, but just yeah, no, I'm gonna again, the people that are doing it, I'm with you. But me personally being a part of it, no, I'm probably too high headed for it. They'll put me out. Like if I was to be an attorney, they'd be like, okay, Miss Jones, it's time to go. So, but yeah, that's a good question though.
Talking about your father's plans, he has his associates. So, what is his further plans for bachelor's, master's?
So
What's
he's
that
a
look
few
like?
shy of an associate. Very, very
Okay.
close. They didn't have any more course offerings for him. So I'm sure when he gets here, he's going to finish off his associates. And knowing him, yes, he may continue his education. I just because that's just him. He's gonna keep pushing himself to see how far he can take it. He just asked me like I'm finishing my master's. I'll be done in March. He's like, "You're gonna go for that PhD, that doctorate?" I'm like, "All right, slow down. I don't know yet." But knowing him, yeah, he's gonna continue to try to further his education. Super smart guy already though. So yeah.
So I gotta be
Yes.
honest. I gotta be transparent here. The reason I kind of stepped off from the screen, I was starting to tear up. I mean, I'm listening to the story, and it's just I don't know. I ain't gonna say a sucker for a good story, but I see how real this is, and I'm soaking it all in. 2 years old, everything. I'm sorry, I got the TV in the background. I'm sorry. Uh, Everything, and I was kind of getting a little misty eyed here, so I had to step off and clear it off. But we wish nothing but the best for your dad. Uh, I hope that one day we can get him on the show.
Oh yeah.
We'll keep it going. We'll make a vow. We're keeping it going until he gets home.
Yeah. It'll be
No,
sooner than you think. Like it'll be sooner than you think. Everything is going well. Like the amount of people that are advocating, the support that we've gotten, like things are actually starting to like move forward. So I would not be surprised, if things were to happen very soon, So
so, has
I
anything transpired? Has any movement, um, have there been any advancements since we did the podcast? Reaching out to people or people reaching out to you? What has transpired since that we aired that podcast?
a great question. We've made more connections. I definitely think him posting it on his like Facebook definitely it's getting into the hands of the right people. So this has been super impactful. Yes, we have made a lot of progress since the last podcast. So extremely helpful. Yeah, we've made like some close connections. People who have like these rapports with people that work in the government's office. It's moving forward. Like I can say that wholeheartedly and confidently that things are going very well. Yeah, my like him being like persistent and not saying like post every day, post this, make sure you repost this, be a part of that. Even when we don't want to do it, or even not wanting to do it, but we just feel like, oh, time is just we don't have the time, we make the time because I just know it's just everything that's happening right now is a reflection of all his hard work and everything he's done. So yes, the platform has definitely being on a podcast has been super helpful. That's why I can't thank y'all enough. like a shirt. Like I got y'all, you know. So
No, no,
you
that's good. That's good to hear.
know,
What was that? I lost my train of thought. Um, yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Brain fart. Oh, who operates his Facebook page? Is that you?
yeah, me, my cousin Tiffany, sometimes my other cousin, we all like have the login. So if he's running it, I mean, he's telling us what to post more than likely, or we'll just go on there and post something like, all right, okay, add this. So yeah, it's me, my cousin, and my other cousin. It's a few of
Okay,
us. Hmm.
cool. So is he does he have access to social media?
Mm-mm. It's nope, nope. Only thing they have access to, he can email. He
Hmm.
has like a tablet, but it doesn't have like web access. Um, he has like music that he can listen to. He has a TV. He's in a not a medium. He's in not a medium facility, but like whatever's below medium, I believe. I don't know if I'm using the right word for it, but he has like a lot of freedom now where he is now. It's almost
Okay,
like for those who have like under like 5 years. So he has like this, he's not in a cell anymore. It's kind of like more of an open concept. He is able to like use the phones more frequently, has that autonomy to like go to the gym room a little bit more. So that's why he like, okay, I need to go in a reentry center. I need a program that the where he's trying to go. They have like CDL, they have like you can work on your bachelor degree. He's like, I need to stay, motivated. I gotta stay busy. So yeah, yeah,
okay. And you mentioned he's close to getting his associate's degree. Associates in what?
yeah. Uh
Associates in what?
I have. That's a good question. It may be like a general studies. He probably just
So
chose
much
the.
for being his daughter and knowing what's going
I
on. And shame
I
on.
never I never asked what
No,
it was,
no.
but I know he's taking like I know some of the classes he's taking because like when I talk to him about stuff, he's like, "Oh yeah, I took that. I passed with it like a. Like I was pushing for that," and he gets so upset if he didn't get an A or so I want to say like general studies, right? Just to kind of like it was a customizable degree. It wasn't like a focus on one thing. It was just like whatever I can learn about. So, from my understanding, yeah, I'm probably a bad daughter. No, I'm kidding.
No, no.
No.
I only say that in the joke anyway.
No, I'm
Uh,
just kidding.
what else you want to share with us? You said
Uh,
that you could provide more from the previous episodes. So I mean, and I'm not trying to wring nothing out of you, but I'm giving you the platform to talk. I usually try to sit down and think of questions. I'm doing all of this on the fly, so
are
I'm
you?
at a loss.
Yeah, I was gonna write things down, but like I I was working and I was like, okay, I can just speak on it. This is stuff I've been dealing with my entire life.
Right.
It's going from the heart. Um, there's nothing much that I do want to add. Like y'all see the Facebook page, like everything is pretty much there. I feel like my family did a great job of explaining things. They were very thorough. What I wanted to add in was pretty much what I wanted to add in, just kind of clarify the truth and sentencing thing and just where he is in his clemency petition. Um, that's pretty much where we at. Like my dad's a really awesome person. I do love him dearly. Like he's my favorite person in the entire world. And I'm just really like looking forward to just being with him, just being in the physical, like hugging, being able to call him and he don't have to call me. So like it's just the little things that I look forward to. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
I imagine, when the time permits, you said you haven't seen him in about physically in 5 years. I'm sure that hug is going to be extra tight, extra.
It is. It's gonna be so tight. Yeah. So I mean, when he gets moved, like, and that's what we're waiting on the transfer to closer. I'm definitely gonna book a visit immediately. Yeah, and we just sit and talk. Like we talk. Like I know family history stuff. Like I know every. My dad doesn't miss a beat. Like the visits used to be so refreshing. They have open. My grandmother did not play. They open. It's from like 8 to 4. The visits or 8 to 3. We get that like 7:30. We make sure we in our seats about 8 and we don't leave until it closes. We
Mm.
stand the entire like 6 hours. We just talking, just catching up, and when it's time to go, we can't believe it. Like it's already time to go. So um yeah, the visits are always great, but it's time for him to be home. It's well overdue. Um, yeah, that's really much that's what I'm gonna speak on it. Again, y'all seen everything. It's all over, all over his page, and that's just what we're waiting for. Just waiting to get that call, or waiting for him to say, "Okay, it's time. Come pick me up. I'm hopping on the road immediately." So, yeah.
That's dope. Um, that's all I got, really. I don't want to stretch it out no longer than it has. I really been looking forward to this, getting you on and hear it from your perspective and everything. Is I don't know. Again, it's kind of emotional. I'm loving this. This, you know, black love. Gotta love
I
it.
know. I love it too. Yeah, we stick together. I appreciate everything. And just for people that are watching, yeah, you can, if you want to learn more about my father's story, Brian Jones on Facebook. Who is Brian Jones? K56957 on Instagram. Um, yeah, if you want to learn, it's all there. Everything. You can just follow the story. There's a change.org link in his bio if you want to be a part of that. Everything helps. Every ounce of support helps. But yeah, I want to thank y'all so much for having me.
Well,
And
I
yeah,
just want to say, seriously,
yeah.
I just want to say, it lacks a lot of, it lacks originality. And let me be
Oh, here
serious
you
here
go.
for, let me be
Here
serious
you
here for a second.
Oh my.
here you
Brian
go.
Jones,
We
and
do
who
not
is
condone
Brian
this, man.
Jones? All I'm hearing when you say that is Mike Jones. When you saying Brian Jones, Mike Jones. Who's Mike Jones? Mike Jones. That's the name of his album. Who is Mike Jones? But no, seriously, folks. Yeah, I got the serious face on. It's Brian
Um,
Jones. Who? And what's the Instagram
We do
again?
not condone this behavior.
What's the Instagram again?
who is Brian Jones? Not Mike. Brian Jones dot K56957. Yeah, that's the Instagram, and the Facebook just Brian Jones. And
All
yep.
right. So once we get this uploaded, we're definitely going to share it with you uh,
Okay.
on your page, or do you want me to put it on his page?
You can
How do you?
tag us both. You can tag us both.
Okay.
I'm gonna obviously repost the link. I'll definitely be sharing stuff on my page, so definitely get it out there.
Okay.
So, mhm.
And actually, this episode 20 was like one of our highest viewed episodes, just so you know.
Was it? Okay,
Yes.
okay. Let's see if we can top that this time.
So final words, Miss Deja Jones. Leave us with something positive.
um, what can I say? Just for any like other people or families that are going through this, like always advocate for your family members that are incarcerated, because it's only so much that they can do. You are not alone. Just keep pushing, stay prayed up, and you will have a positive outcome. Um, that's what I can say. And if y'all can reach out to me if y'all want like just some advice on how to move forward, because it is like you have to start somewhere. So I'm always open to like having a conversation or just sharing more about my story. So, um, just keep pushing, and y'all not alone, and we all gonna get through this. So that's that's my positive words. And
All
thank you
right.
guys.
I,
Okay,
I want to say real quickly before we jump off
yeah,
here. I
sure.
want to say your story, y'all entire family is to be admired. You guys are great. You stick together. That's what a family is about. So I just want to say y'all to be admired. For your entire family.
Thank
I
you.
want to say that.
Thank you. We appreciate that. That's
And
all we
just for the record, you was about to cry too, weren't you? Getting a little misty eyed too?
got. Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got emotional a few times. I didn't know if you were talking to the guys, but yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know they were. Well, I was talking to you.
I,
Yeah.
I, I mean, absolutely. Anytime I talk about it, it's very emotion provoking because it's a lot, and it's only so much we talk and we can do. So it does bring those emotions out of me. Yeah, it's definitely, even though I got this resilience from my father, so that's what I would say, because it could have broke me too. I could have definitely took the wrong route. I could have used this as a reason to just like make bad decisions, but I didn't. So, um, I'm most grateful for that,
Yeah,
and
and like you said, just putting ourselves in his shoes, what he
yeah,
has to deal with day to day, with punk ass CEOs, just the punks. I'm not talking about all of them. Just being institutionalized, all that stuff, but yet he was always there for you when you needed. That's carrying a burden and a half, and
mm,
he put himself and what he was going through aside just to make sure that you was all right.
always
Mike
most self.
Jones is all right with me. He only
No,
made one album. He only made one album, but he all right with me. Back then he
that's
didn't know me. No, no, Brian Jones is all right with me. I'm just being silly. He is
amazing
all
human
right with
being.
me.
Amazing human being. Like I hold that close. I have nothing negative to say about my father, and I know he would have been the same if he was here in the physical. Like it wouldn't have been any different. So,
Mm.
um, yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
grateful.
we gonna keep repping Brian Jones,
Thank
and
you.
I'm gonna get you these T-shirt sizes, and
Just send them to me now, and I'll make sure to get that in by tomorrow. I'll write
cool.
it down. Actually.
So Brandon,
Thank
Jeremy,
you. Thank
you
you.
guys haven't grown or shrunk in the last couple of weeks, have you? Still same size? I got
Same size, bro. same,
I
same
got
size,
Remy
bro.
as a large and
Thank,
and Brandon as an extra large,
Yeah,
yeah.
correct.
and I'm a comfy 2XL.
Okay. Perfect. If you can shoot that to me on Facebook,
I
just so I
will.
have
I'll send it to you.
it.
I'll send it to you on Messenger.
Okay.
And again, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming
Thank
along.
you.
Thank
Oh,
you for
thank you.
for being an inspiration to your dad. I'm sure he looks at you and see where you at in life, and you know,
Yeah,
even though he wasn't there in the physical, he helped you along the way to
oh,
where
yeah.
you are now. So, you know, raise your glasses, whatever you got close to
I'm
you,
gonna give me a
fist or
glass.
whatever.
I got the wine on standby. I knew it was gonna be some emotions flowing. So thank y'all
I
so much.
I just want to
Um,
say,
yeah.
we do not condone Roy's behavior. We're gonna take away all props and everything in this close vicinity next time you come on. I promise. But thank
Uh,
you, definitely.
Thank y'all. Yeah, and let me know. Like, I'm happy to come talk about anything else. Like, whatever y'all got, I can be very like conversational. So just let me know.
one last one. Are you? Do you do something that's like a public service or whatever? I don't know what you do as a profession, but
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention that. Yes, so I basically I'm an like admissions counselor for a university. So I basically like interview people and enroll them into bachelor programs. So I talk to people all day. That's what I do.
definitely a show right there for people, not even just young kids, but older adults looking to go back to school. So yeah.
I enroll in adults all day. So like I definitely speak on it. And I'm an advocate for education. So, you know, definitely. If you
Do
want to
you
bring me back and talk about that, let me know.
Will do.
do you
Okay.
help uh quickly though? Do you help with like first time students, like when they come on the college dorms and everything that experience?
So I work for online university. So there
Okay.
are no like dorms. They're online. I do work with younger adults, so like coming out of high school, but a lot of the people I work with are a little older. Started school and maybe want to come back and finish their degrees or just never went to college before. So I definitely do. I like a part of my role is I kind of interview them and guide them in the right direction of what program they're looking for. I get a little bit of their background and what their some of their career goals. So um if y'all know anyone that is just looking to come back to school and just further their degree, I support bachelors in business, psychology, social work, IT. So any of that, just let me know and I'm happy to help them out. But yeah.
So I
Is,
dropped out of
is there
clown college, and
Wait, here you go.
I just got two classes to finish. I got to get in that little ass car with 12 other motherfuckers, and I got to put the
is there
shoes on.
is it okay for us to share like your email or contacts for people to reach out to you?
That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, I work for Capella. So yeah, just reach out to me and I love recruiting people. They'll be happy that I am. So if you want to share my email address and they have questions, I can definitely, even if they, so we go all the way up to doctoral. So we have master programs, doctorate, PhD. So anybody that you know that are just looking to further their education, yeah, let me know. I'm happy to help them out. Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Again, thank you.
Deja,
You're
Thank you.
yeah,
welcome. Yeah.
I got to tell. Hey, Jeremy, say bye bye.
what?
My
What was
God.
that, man?
You control it.
I don't know.
You can't
Oh man,
control it.
no, you
Yeah.
can't.
Take his mic. Somebody take his mic.
when
Can't
when you
hold me down.
start your podcast, make sure you got a hot head like Roy.
You gotta have somebody to stir the pot.
You
You
gotta
gotta
have
have
you gotta have comic
somebody.
relief.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. That'll be me though. My daddy ain't got jokes like me, so it'll
Uh,
be me.
but yeah. I was talking about bringing him on, but I I would love to bring you both on just to see you guys both vibe together, and just being real and organic. So yeah. We try to reach out to the neighborhood or the people, and show the world, these are black jobs, uh so, and black families too. So I definitely want to, one day, hopefully that's on my wish list, make that happen, to have you both on at the same time.
Absolutely. And we'll be open to it. I'm sure he can't wait. So I'll definitely keep y'all
Hey,
posted.
hey,
All right, and I'll be in
this
touch with you.
the black family comment though is more than just what you see on VH1. So it ain't always drama. It's love.
Right,
So I
right.
just want
Exactly.
to throw that out there, because they
Exactly.
No,
the
good point. Good
outside
point.
noise. They think that.
Exactly. Exactly. It's some positive, some positive behind that. I agree. Well, yeah, y'all keep me posted. I'll be looking forward to the like once you edit it and get it out there, and I'm happy to come back. And I'll let y'all know when the shirts come in too. So
Okay,
I'll make sure.
cool.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Okay. Bye.
Bye.